First, an interview you will see only on KXLY4. Christmas will never be the same for one Spokane Valley family. Thanks for joining us. I'm Robin Nance. The Gomez family lost their youngest son to a deadly hit and run nearly 3 weeks ago, but still no one's been arrested. KXLY4's Janet O live at Flora and Cataldo in Spokane Valley. And Janet, for the first time, Ricky Gomez's mom is speaking out to you, asking for help.
Well, Robin, Suzanne Nichols just wants closure in her son's death, but that won't happen. That can't happen until someone who is responsible comes forward. Now, Ricky was out here walking with his friend, walking here on this road when he was suddenly hit and killed by a Jeep. This memorial still marks the spot where he flew from the impact. His mom had to hear this news through a late-night phone call.
Parents' worst nightmare.
Suzanne Nichols still lives in that nightmare, nearly 3 weeks since her son's tragic death, and no one has come forward to take responsibility.
The person didn't hit a dog or a deer. They had a little boy.
November 24th, 2 days after Thanksgiving, Spokane Valley police believe a male driver hit Ricky and took off. There were no witnesses, but anonymous tip led police to a home close to the scene of the accident. They found this red Jeep inside a garage. Detectives say it had damage consistent with Ricky's death. The registered owners of the Jeep were not arrested. Detectives are still building the case, and they tell us they found some evidence inside the Jeep but won't say much else. Ricky also wanted to work in law enforcement.
After my son passed away, something drew me to a notebook in his room, and it was a high school project that reinforced that he wanted to work in law enforcement or with troubled kids because he understood them.
He never got to live out his dream. Instead, his mother, 2 sisters, and 250 friends gathered for his funeral. His grave now sits lonely in the cold, covered in snow. That perhaps describes the feeling of this mom who lost her youngest of 3.
And we'll never get that night back. And that person who did it isn't taking responsibility. And how can they sleep at night? The little boy's gone.
Detectives do have surveillance video from a nearby convenience store showing a man in a red Jeep pulling into the parking lot. It also shows passengers in that car getting out and looking at the damage to the front of the car. If you have any information, you're urged to call 242-TIPS. Reporting live in Spokane Valley, Janet O, KXLY4.